Solo Sikoa just cost the MFT their championship and Tamar Tonga drew the line that could end his faction forever. The Bloodline saga's most recent development told us that Solo Sikoa joined Roman Reigns' faction on Raw the 15th of June. The most shocking swerve the family war had produced, the 4-day journey from go to hell to faction membership that overturned every analytical prediction the Civil War's apparent inevitability had generated. And now this footage demonstrates exactly how messy and how genuinely unresolved that swerve actually left the alternative structure Solo built and the people who committed themselves to it. Because Solo Sikoa's costly interference at the Tag Team Championship match did not just cost Tamar Tonga and Tanga Loa their titles, it exposed the precise, uncomfortable truth that the MFT's most loyal members have been forced to confront, that Solo's personal bloodline drama with Roman Reigns has stopped being his private business and started being the thing that destroys everything the MFT built. And Tamar Tonga, in the aftermath, did something that the prior cold interaction with Finn Balor on the 12th of June may have been quietly signaling all along. He drew the line. Stay in the back, Solo. Your family business is ruining ours. Welcome to Wrestling Stands, and the MFT just told their leader he is the problem. Quick favor before we get into it, if you enjoy this kind of content, please smash that like button and hit subscribe. Over 98% of viewers watch without subscribing. It's totally free for you, but it means the world to us and helps the channel grow. Already subscribed? You are absolutely brilliant, thank you so much. Right then, let's get into it. Let us begin with the championship match itself. Because Solo Sikoa's uninvited ringside appearance during Tamar Tonga and Tanga Loa's Tag Team Championship defense against Damian Priest and R-Truth is the single most damaging individual act Solo has committed against his own people since the MFT's formation, and the specific, accidental quality of the cost makes it more damning than a deliberate betrayal would have been. Solo did not arrive to interfere on the MFT's behalf. He did not arrive with a plan to help his own faction retain the championships. He arrived for reasons the footage does not fully explain but that the broader bloodline context makes painfully easy to infer, because his personal situation with Roman Reigns has reached the point where it follows him into every room he enters, including rooms where his presence serves no purpose except distraction. Tanga Loa's distraction. Priest and Truth's roll-up. Tamar Tonga pinned. The title's gone. Not through competitive inferiority. Not through Priest and Truth out-wrestling the champions on merit. Through Solo Sikoa's personal drama bleeding into a match that had nothing to do with him and that his own faction members were competing in entirely on their own behalf. That is the specific, infuriating quality of what happened. Tamar Tonga and Tanga Loa did not lose their championships because they were beaten. They lost them because their own leader could not keep his Roman Reigns situation contained to the specific context where it belonged. Jacob Thatcher's backstage visit earlier in the night adds the most important contextual layer to why Solo was even in the building, carrying the specific, distracted energy that produced his ringside mistake. Because Thatcher entering Solo's locker room as Roman's enforcer, leaning in, delivering the cryptic warning about running out of time to make the right choice, is the kind of pressure that does not stay contained to a single conversation. It follows a person through the rest of their night. Solo Sikoa absorbing that warning from Jacob Thatcher, of all people, the man who knelt in Turin and said you deserve to be the head of the table before being called a dog by the same person now sending him to deliver ultimatums to other family members, and then walking into a tag title match a few hours later carrying that specific, unresolved pressure is the most direct explanation available for why his presence at ringside produced distraction rather than competitive contribution. The right choice that Thatcher's warning references is presumably the bloodline membership question that the Raw the 15th of June joining either resolved or began to resolve. Whatever the precise sequence between this SmackDown and that Raw actually is, the backstage visit and the ringside mistake together paint the picture of a man whose personal situation has become so consuming that it is actively costing the people around him in real, competitive, championship stakes terms. Tamar Tonga's confrontation is the moment that gives this entire situation its emotional weight. Because stay in the back is not just frustration at a single costly mistake. It is the specific, accumulated articulation of something Tamar Tonga has clearly been sitting with for longer than just this one match. Your bloodline drama is bleeding into our family business. That sentence draws the most important distinction in the entire MFT structure's current crisis. Tamar Tonga is not rejecting Solo's leadership wholesale. He is rejecting the specific, repeated intrusion of Solo's personal conflict with Roman into a faction that was supposed to exist as something separate, a family business, his own words, the specific framing that suggests Tamar Tonga has always understood the MFT as a professional and personal commitment distinct from whatever unresolved history exists between Solo and his cousin. That distinction has apparently stopped holding, and Tamar Tonga, who has been one of the most consistently loyal and most operationally reliable members of Solo's structure across the entire alternative bloodline's existence, telling his own leader to stay in the back is the most significant individual statement of internal MFT fracture that the post-WrestleMania period has produced. The Finn Balor interaction on the 12th of June is the detail that the analysis correctly identifies as potentially the most significant hidden signal in this entire sequence. A cold interaction, 3 days before the championship match, between Tamar Tonga and a performer whose competitive history and faction-building instincts make him one of the most analytically interesting figures to suddenly appear adjacent to MFT business. If that interaction was what the analysis suggests, a chess move, a quiet positioning ahead of a larger shift, then Tamar Tonga telling Solo to stay in the back is not just frustration. It may be the first visible expression of a calculation Tamar Tonga has already been making about where his own competitive future lies if Solo's personal drama continues consuming the structure that was supposed to provide him and Tanga Loa their own platform separate from the bloodline's gravitational pull. Solo Sikoa isolated. That is the conclusion the analysis reaches, and the Raw the 15th of June joining now complicates it in the most fascinating possible way rather than resolving it. Because if Solo has genuinely joined Roman's bloodline, the isolation this SmackDown documented may have been the specific, final pressure that made the joining feel like the only remaining option, pride preventing the return, but an MFT no longer willing to be controlled removing the alternative entirely. Trapped between two structures that no longer want him on his own terms. That is Solo Sikoa heading into whatever the Raw join actually means. And Tamar Tonga and Tanga Loa, having drawn their line and lost their championships in the same night, are the people left holding the MFT's future while their leader's personal war finally swallowed the thing they built. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next one.